The main line of my whole 5-minute rant was, if you want to still be relevant in Excel in X number of years, if you want to still be adding value with it, you are going to have to find a way to keep up. Doesn't mean that you have to master everything, but if you just sit completely still and you don't improve, you are going to be so far behind in another year or two. It's absolutely not. Everybody must go and learn Lambda and Let and Python, blah, blah, blah. It's like, if you want to be like a professional Excel user, you have no choice, in my opinion. And it just came out of that session with Elliot, because he was doing such a good job of breaking by row and by column map down to intro level. But even intro level, if you've never seen this stuff before, is just mind-bendingly different to anything else that you've probably done in Excel. So that was my kind of nuanced answer.
Because my thought on this was, and I probably mentioned this on the podcast before, and I have this thing that I call the curse of the lowest common skill set, which is where somebody comes in, they start a role, they're really good at what they do. They understand Power Query and Let and Lambda and everything, and they take their work and they reduce it down to whatever you can reduce hours of work down to a couple of clicks, and they do that, and then they have all this spare time and they're a bit bored, and someone gives them a few projects, and eventually either the company gives them new projects, they move on to new roles or other things, or they just leave. But when they move on to those other things, somebody else comes in and takes their role, and the recruitment person just says, we want somebody with advanced Excel skills, which is VLOOKUP and pivot tables. That's what people generally mean, even though that's probably now a beginner or intermediate skill. Then that person then comes in and they don't understand the things that the previous person did. So therefore they end up having to redesign everything and rebuild everything back from this VLOOKUP and pivot table world, which means that it doesn't matter how good you are in companies, unless they train people, it will always revert back to this lowest common skill set. Yeah. And that companies then don't get the benefit of actually recruiting good people who know what they're doing. So I think that you'll end up with those kind of scenarios, and the gap to what the difference is between the amount of improvement that somebody can make and the amount of fall that can happen when you recruit somebody who doesn't have an equivalent skill set is, I think, just becoming bigger and bigger.
I think that they're going to have to, organizations will just start to be more specific in the job description. Instead of just saying we want somebody with advanced Excel skills, it's going to have to be more specific.